Personalities on the internet are a thing of beauty, normally for all the wrong reasons. Many personalities you can point at feature unbelievably bad cases of narcissism, flexing with money, women, and sometimes even trying to impress their viewers with made-up stories instead of keeping it real with the people that consume their content.
He fucked me with a toothbrush!
Some people on YouTube or on any sort of social media platform are different. Frank Yang is a great example for an eccentric personality that manages to not feel like a grand act. His topics range all the way from fitness to the body and mind, and his videography, photography, and very specific way of talking compounds to an interesting experience only few personalities are able to communicate via video. His videos tend to be anything but standard. They are highly entertaining for their editing, Frank's insane-sounding ramblings, and due to Frank's ability to construct and visualize visual metaphors.
It's all the same thing, because you're adding and then subtracting, adding and subtracting. Talking sculpture, there's like two forms where you can make a sculpture. One is by addition, it's like, clay you build. And the other way is the chiseling. But like filmmaking is like both. Because you're building the material, the raw material, just constructing the film. During the process of shooting, you collect a lot of footage, and then in the editing room, you chisel it away.
First and foremost, he is an incredible artist. So many beautiful videos that encapsulate a lot of things at once. For instance, videos about workout, videos about photography, videos about meditation, about anything. He creates these videos, and his editing style and just his experience in creating videos is absolutely phenomenal. I honestly cannot really grasp how much time he spends on making every single video that he does. I cannot grasp how much he's out and about with his camera, just recording B-roll, just recording footage and putting everything together, which put my productions a little bit into perspective. Maybe I don't use my time that well to create amazing experiences. Maybe I am a little bit lazy when it comes to creation of assets, of video, of various different content. There does not seem to be a fear of being different. The content isn't a shameless attempt at grasping for fame and attention, and from what I know, Frank is not trying to sell anything either. Frank was around for a long time. He is creating videos for over 8 years at this point, and the content steadily became more interesting and better visualized. His choice of topics was always interesting, sometimes fascinating. He shamelessly shares his thoughts on the male genitalia and even openly presents his fascination with BBCs over various videos, like the BBC workout series and his explanation on BBCs.
So I found the truth, man. I'll tell you why, man. I found the scientific data to back up my bizarre obsession with BBCs. And you're a student. I know you like BBCs. And I'll tell you why you like the Kart.
His comedy is outrageous, and I think even targets some people's flawed mindsets. Just like it is the case for the BBC workout series, which any man that is insecure about his sexuality would not enjoy. He resembles another comedian a lot that I follow and that I really enjoy. And this maybe is a stretch, but another reason why I really enjoy him is that he seems like a flip side to Sam Hyde, and coincidentally they were connected in the past. Frank Yang did some MDE stuff with Sam Hyde and the gang, Nick Rochford, Charles Carroll. Those are really good videos, and Frank Yang feels like a sort of like other side of a coin. in relation to Sam Hyde. Sam Hyde, his advice, when he gives advice, which is a lot of times, is very practical. It is very practical in the sense that he gives advice based on getting skills, getting mentors, trying to learn a craft.
I waste this person's time deliberately. And this is probably something that like 75 or 85% of you are just like, yeah, I already knew that.
Trapped in a matrix. They don't even realize what's going on.
You're too fucking, you're so stupid, you've never done that before. In your circle of people, and people flip the switch from being human beings to being NPCs in a video game.
While Frank Yang is more on the spiritual end. He's more about figuring yourself out on a deeper level. He's more about understanding the universe, understanding spirituality, becoming enlightened. And it is such a weird thing that both personas have this weird, almost absurd, crazy shell. But when you look deeper into them, you notice that they're very caring people that try to bring advice across the best way they can. And maybe this is a overtly optimistic way of looking at someone's character, but I genuinely feel that these people truly care about the audience that is watching their shit. And again, it's almost like they are part of the same coin, just two different sides of a coin.
Every time I'm awake, every moment that I'm awake, everything that I'm seeing, every breath that I take, every breath, oh, new hit, new hit, new hit, I need a new hit.
Let's talk about his persona a little bit, or just his person in general. This is the thing where I think many people might misunderstand what Frank Yang is about. And I would say his attitude is the thing that makes or breaks him in terms of watchability, entertainment value. And he brings himself across as this sex freak, kind of, as this guy that is just so alpha, so, is always around women, and he, also does crazy stuff like walking around town half naked. And that is something that, can be a little bit too much for certain audiences, for certain people. He also challenges this, thing with like, do you know when straight people are like, oh man, that's gay, bro. What you said was fucking gay, bro. Like, stop acting this gay, bro. I think his stuff kind of challenges these people too, because you have to have a very robust ego, a very robust self-worth to, for instance, do things that normally would be really demeaning and really degrading to one's character in public, and have it not really affect you that much. One thing that is, I guess, kind of annoying to me is, when do we know when someone is truly real or not? And I just wonder if people like Frank Yang can even fake to be how they are. And I think it would be really hard, especially over a course of over 5 years and creating so many videos, that it would be nigh impossible to hold up that persona for so long. What makes Frank an odd internet phenomena is that he may not be a rather popular personality, but he attracts the attention of many other personalities in the fitness sphere and beyond. He even collaborated with Joji, who thinks of Frank Yang as an incredible artist. Despite having a smaller following when compared to other YouTube channels, it does not change the fact that Frank Yang is an unbelievably talented artist. I would even suggest that his work is highly underrated. Maybe the subject matter relating to meditation and spirituality deters people from really giving his content a chance. The sector of spirituality is dangerous to explore. It is riddled with phony gurus and questionable advice, so I can't understand why many people would be scared away from exploring video content relating to spirituality and becoming enlightened.
We'll title this tape Planet Earth About to be Recycled.
Of course, I do not know how real Frank is when it relates to spirituality, meditation, and enlightenment. I never met him, nor am I able to just read his mind. He just seems sincere to me. Either way, he inspired me to pick up handlebars and start working out. And he does make me think about different ways of visualizing my content. Frank Yang is like a chef in regards to video content. He knows what ingredients work together, and he is not afraid to spice his creations up with unusual effects and almost absurdist visuals. If you haven't already, check out Frank Yang's content, and be sure to really listen to what he says. He might sound like a nutjob, but maybe he actually isn't. He made once a video that was about how you stop caring what other people think. And what he said was really interesting, and was that you never stop caring about what other people think. It's, you will never stop caring what other people think. You always do something for attention. You always do something to impress others, or to, bring a message across others, which makes sense because we're social creatures. So it is rather interesting how Frank Yang portrays himself, and now that we know that he does have certain troubles doing the shit he does, I think it compounds only further that he is a very strong character. And it just baffles me even more that so few people really know about his stuff and know about his content.